Till, Simon, Frau Ruth.
Out of order.
Why hasn't it been fixed?
Perhaps there wasn't much demand for it anymore.
Huch! Du hast mich gerade geschubst.
S-O-S.
SOS.
Oh boy. If only this thing worked. We could order a boat to come get us. Or, even better, order some hot grub.
10 Briefumschläge liegen alle, sind frankiert, aber nicht in diesem Ort.
These were never sent.
How long have they been piling up?
I received Mrs. Fretland's letter in June, and they received my letter from July.
Couple of months. Perhaps the world forgot about Grovik.
Schauen.
Why would Frederick keep a list of what he calls traitors?
What did they do to him?
Beth?
Cross him in some way. Why else keep a list of undesirables?
Steht ja nicht Beth? Okay. Ja, deswegen brauchen wir einen Schlüssel.
Damnation. The hat's in here.
Calm down, old boy. Anyway, how's a hat going to help us?
Who knows what else is in here? There could be more clues.
All right. Okay. Everything's Jake. We made it into the store. I'm sure we'll find a way through that door.
Hallo? Hä? Oh, die Musik ist voll schön.
Castle.
Kasse.
So that's what it means. Cash register.
Wusste ich's doch. Aber... Ah.
You're a genuine gangster now, old fruit. Don't worry. If you get busted, I'll come visit you in the big house. Wasn't there supposed to be a key?
Here it is.
Das Geld brauchen wir nicht. Das Geld wollen wir nicht. Der Schlüssel ist wichtig. Ey, ich sag dir, wie es ist. Ich bin froh, dass sie da ist. Das wäre mir so unangenehm sonst.
It is her hat.
Teddy, I'm not sure
Betty
that's...
was here, and not long ago.
Okay, but if that is her hat, what's it doing in a locked storeroom?
Another breadcrumb.
That's not an answer.
I know for sure she was here. That's what matters.
You know best, Edward. So, what now? If this is a breadcrumb, where's the next one?
There must be a reason her hat's in this room.
What's that?
A handwritten note.
I'm not blind. What does it say, you silly goose?
It's hard to read. I'm not sure my translation will be... Johann, you... Nectar. Refuse. You refuse to speak to me, so I write this letter instead. It's from Frederick Fretland to his brother. Simon did not... Bloody hell. Simon did not murder your Ruth. He was fond of his cousin.
Ruth. Ruth is the daughter of Anna and Johann, which means the little girl in the photograph at the farmhouse. Oh, Edward. The Fretland girl was murdered. This is simply awful.
Simon was working at the farm while I tended to the store. I would have seen him had he passed on the way up to the cliffs.
They thought Simon killed Ruth. His own cousin.
Ruth was... what's that word? playing. Ruth was always playing on the rocks below the church. She must have fallen by accident. The note ends there. Frederick never finished it, and Johann never read it. Not that it would have made a difference. If Johann
The
thought...
mob showed up for Simon. His father would have tried to protect him.
September 17th. You would have been here, Betty.
Rocks below the church. Isn't the church right above us? Edward, come look at this. That's the cliff. Right there. The one in the note? I bet you 1,000,000 clams.
Where?
See for yourself.
I guess that could be where...
Let's check it out.
No, Lissy, wait.
Ist sie jetzt schon draußen? Sie ist weg.
This way. Teddy, up here. I found it, Teddy. The cliff. I'm standing right below it.
What are you doing? This doesn't concern
A
us.
little girl died. We're staying in her home, for God's sake. Are you completely without heart? Get yourself up here, Edward Harden, right this minute.
Aha.
Whoopsie-daisy.
Whoopsie Daisy. Süß. Ergibt also Sinn, dass wir da so... Ich wollte gerade sagen, jetzt noch einmal zeichnen. Dass wir da so lang können.
What is this?
Where little Ruth died.
You're being morbid. And this is a distraction. I'm here for Betty, not because some girl got
Edward!
herself...
You insensitive brute. You're like the Tin Woodman, no heart. You know, you've grown cold and mean in that horrid study of yours. With only books and bugs to keep you company for years and years and years. There are other people in this world, you know. It's not all about you. You're going to do this. If not for Ruth, then for us. We're going to figure out what happened to the poor girl.
Ja.
Together.
Er bemerkt, dass die Blumen alle verwelkt sind.
That's been here a while.
Didn't you say it happened over a month ago?
You'd think her family would have replaced it with fresh flowers.
Is that blood?
The girl could have hit her head on that rock. There would have been plenty of blood.
That's awful. I think there's something behind it. Can you move the rock aside?
Eine Puppe. Ein Teil von der Puppe.
It must be Ruth's.
Where's the head?
Maybe the killer also decapitates dolls.
Scheiße.
This pin. This is old. Very old. Looks like something from the Viking era.
We are in the land of Vikings.
This could be 1,000 years old. It does not belong in a child's doll.
Who cares? Ruth is dead and you're obsessing about a rusty old pin? Let's go further up. Maybe we'll find more clues. Come on, old sport. It's not far.
Can you wait just 1 minute so that I can catch my breath? Huh. Did you follow the same path, Betty? Or am I just stumbling through darkness?
Vielleicht wollte sie auch einfach nur herausfinden, was passiert ist. Oh.
You can see clear beyond the edge of the world. Right. It is awfully chilly.
1
Oh,
second.
teddy bear. We need to take you out walking more often.
So, the girl fell from up here.
Was pushed, you mean? Can you see where she fell?
Oh mein Gott. Hellnase. Der Stein wäre wahrscheinlich das Ende jedes Falls, denkt er. Beim Heruntersehen wird ihm schwindelig, sein Herz ist nicht erpicht auf Höhe.
If she fell headfirst on that rock, she'd have died instantly.
Edward, honestly.
You wanted to learn more. This is you learning more. She hit her head and fell into the bush where I found her doll. Happy now, Alice?
I'm not. What was she doing up here in the first place?
Playing? She was a child. Children play in dangerous places.
There must be more to it. Let's find out where this path leads.
No, absolutely not. I don't have time for this nonsense. We're running out of daylight, and Betty's still... You're still out there.
Wir werden beobachtet. Ja, komm. Machen wir's. Wie gesagt, vielleicht wollte sie auch wissen, was passiert ist. Oder muss man sich die Frage
Lissy,
stellen?
slow down. I can't keep up with you. Who knows what's up there? It's not worth the risk of falling and breaking something.
Wo ist
Lissy?
sie denn?
Are you there? Lissy?
Yes? Teddy,
My word. Look away, Lissy.
is this what happened to the villagers? They killed themselves?
It's one body. Let's not jump to conclusions.
What about those fresh graves at the church? There were at least half a dozen of them. Did everyone just die?
They're not necessarily connected.
Oh, come on. This is just ghastly. What does that say?
God forgive me.
Don't suicides go to hell? Isn't that what your father said when
Stop.
your mother
Don't.
drowned herself? Sorry.
Oh Gott. Der Gehängte.
Do you think this has something to do with Ruth? Maybe she came across the hanged man before she died, and it scared her. So she ran,
No.
and
This happened later.
there's some consolation in that, I guess. Maybe it's the killer. The guilt ate him up, and he offed himself.
That's just speculation with no basis in fact.
Who was he? One of the Fretlanders?
It's not Johann or Frederick, and he's too old to be Simon. There's nothing more to do here. I'm going back. Let the poor soul rest in peace.
Does it look like he's resting in peace? You're just going to leave him hanging? You're an insensitive brute.
I'm here for Betty. It's tragic, but really none of my concern.
Oh, Betty, 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 always just Betty. You don't care about anyone else. What if that was me up there? Would you care then? All you
Nein.
do is obsess over a scarf and a hat and ugh.
It's all I have of Betty.
Betty, there she is again. Edward, the hanged man, he's someone. No matter what he did or didn't do, look at me when I'm talking to you. Well, as I was saying, Edward, the hanged man, he's someone. No matter what he did or didn't do, he deserves respect. Would you please just do this one decent deed? If not for me, then for yourself. Or for your Betty.
Leiche.
What are you doing? You can't just pull him down by his legs. Try loosening the noose.
I can't reach that far.
Sie hat ja recht. Ich fand das gerade voll süß. Sieh mich an, wenn ich mit dir rede.
I'm going to be sick. I can't do this.
Yes, you can. Teddy. Edward. I know you can. You've been through much worse.
Komm, do it. Besser ist es.
Where are the Fretlands, Edward?
It's been 2 days. If they're not back tonight,
They're not coming back.
perhaps they left after their daughter died.
Was murdered, you mean? Isn't that what we think happened?
Ich glaube, dass die einfachste Lösung auf die richtige ist. Die Dorfbewohner glaubten, ja.
Penny for your thoughts?
Im Angesicht der Tragödie suchen die Leute oft nach Schuldigen, vermutlich.
Perhaps she fell by accident.
So you don't think it was murder?
It's difficult to say with any certainty. The boy could have pushed her.
You're really not helping.
Can we talk about this tomorrow? I'm sorry.
You're exhausted.
I buried a corpse today, Alice.
I know. I'm sorry. Why don't you sleep in the guest bedroom?
The couch is fine. The Fretlands could still come home.
All right. Just don't come crying to me if you wake up with a crick in your neck. I'll be up for a while, if you feel like talking.
Wer bist du wirklich? Oh, können wir jetzt einen Zettel lesen? Oh ja.
What did you find?
Someone tried to burn this.
Just like the book. Isn't that odd?
It's addressed to Mrs. Fretland. My dearest Anna. It's from her sister, Margaret. Frederick's wife. The two brothers married sisters, remember?
Yes, and it's adorable. Keep reading.
I really shouldn't.
Really? How else are we going to figure out what happened? Keep reading.
My dearest Anna, I miss you so very, very much. The baby is due soon, and I wish for our family to reunite before... It's been 7 years since the dreadful incident at the mine. Can we not convince Frederick and Johann to forgive and forget? I know there are things Frederick has not told me about what they found and why they parted ways. Their grudge is tearing us all apart. Frederick won't even let me speak to half of our neighbors, accusing them of treason. He's so very angry and full of regrets. It's eating him up. And we...
And we what?
The rest is unreadable.
Margaret reached out to her sister, but I guess it didn't work.
This was written before Simon was born, but burned recently.
Wie alt ist dieser Schinken? Ist das Schinken? Keine Ahnung. Wahrscheinlich eine Vorratskammer. Oh, ich weiß nicht. Oh Gott, das sieht so schön aus. Schaut dir das mal an, das sieht so schön aus. Ja. Oh mein Gott.
It's It's almost painful to look at this photograph now. Their whole world fell apart. Ugh, I can't bear to think about it.
Ruth.
Do you think Simon killed Ruth?
It's not important what I think.
I don't know what to believe. Sometimes children do monstrous things.
Also, hat Simon hat das als Kind gemacht oder habe ich das jetzt falsch verstanden? Ich weiß es gerade gar nicht. Ich weiß
Now
nicht.
that we know what happened to Ruth, this empty house is even spookier.
It's a house, nothing more.
You know better than most that souls can linger. Especially if they died in
There's no such thing as a soul.
life force, ghost, whatever. You know exactly what I'm talking about,
The only ghosts are in our minds.
says you.
Das hatten wir schon, ne?
I almost forgot putting this aside when I lit the fire. Wasn't there an inscription inside?
Simon. Simon gave that book to Ruth. But who burned it?
Johann? Or Anna? If they believed Simon killed her.
Das
But
kann
they were
sein.
friendly, right? Simon and Ruth. Before...
I imagine so. And we know the sisters were close.
I still don't understand why the brothers had a falling out.
Whatever drove a wedge between them, it was big.
Ich bin komplett verwirrt gerade. Habe ich bei einer Sache den Faden verloren. Und zwar war Simon auch ein Kind, als Ruth gestorben ist. Also Ruth war ein Kind, oder? Und war Simon dann auch ein Kind? Wenn das der Fall ist, ne, da kann es auch ein blöder Kinderstreit, ich wollte Streich sagen, Streit gewesen sein, der da halt sehr tragisch geendet ist. Verstehst du? Aber jetzt... Ich habe Angst, dass irgendwo draußen jemand auf einmal steht. Aber ich will trotzdem aus dem Fenster gucken. Oh mein Gott. Wir werden beobachtet. Schon wieder die Hochzeit. Ja. Das hatten wir auch schon gelesen.
These headlines make more sense now. Johann sells his share, and the cave-in occurs shortly thereafter, killing 3 people.
Including the younger brother.
The investor pulls out, leaving Frederick with the bills.
Oh, I feel awful for everyone. Losing a brother, losing the business.
There were no happy endings here.
Also ich habe ja noch überhaupt gar keine Folge hier geschnitten. Kann sein, dass ich wieder den Faden finde, wenn ich die Folgen schneide. Aber jetzt habe ich ihn gerade diesbezüglich ein bisschen verloren.
It's the same photograph we saw in the store.
Except this one's whole.
So the brother who owns the store
Frederick.
was angry with Johann before
Yeah.
Ruth. Because
Because of the mine. It all comes back to the mine.
Also, Frederik ist der Vater von Ruth und Johann ist der Vater von Simon. Habe ich das jetzt so richtig verstanden?
Johann and Frederick Fretland. Thick as thieves, before things took a turn.
don't you always say that much of our pain is self-chosen?
I wonder about that.
The mine must have been a big deal for Greywoke.
Grovik. An opportunity to do more than
Greywoke.
live hand to mouth.
What a blow it must have been to lose it all.
Ja. Ganz kurz. Ich gehe mal davon aus, dass Johann der Vater von Ruth ist. Und Frederick der Vater von Simon. Und dann ist ein großes Unglück wohl passiert. Jetzt nochmal hier diesen... Oh, das ist so gruselig.
You do look exhausted. Go to bed, Edward. I'll tuck you in.
Der Hut. Das ist schon ein
What are
bisschen
you doing?
creepy.
Betty will want these back.
I don't think it's healthy.
Not now, please. I'm exhausted.
Quite the day, huh?
I'm ready to pass out. Where will you sleep?
I'll be up for a while. My mind's simply racing.
Don't stay up late. Wake me if you hear the Fretlands arriving.
Of course. And I'll keep my eyes open for any ghosts that might want to haunt you in your sleep.
Danke.
There are no.
Hush now.
Ich mag sie. Oh, ist sie süß.